How's it going, everyone? This is your Astrology Horoscope for Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024. I'm astrologer Alex Skyles, and welcome to the Moonbase. Hope you guys are having a great start to the week, a great start to April with Mercury retrograde, the solar eclipse that's coming up here in just 7 days now, 7 days, whatever, and Venus-Neptune conjunction that's building up here to Wednesday. So it's pretty amazing. So Jupiter in Taurus and Venus's ruling sign, right? On its way to conjunct Uranus. Venus being ruled by Taurus, exalted in Pisces. There's, a lot of Venus energy. There's a lot of exalted energy. The sun is exalted in Aries. Yeah. All the Leos are like, yeah, I'm ruled by the sun. Cool. But guess what? Aries is the exalted sign of the sun. The sun, is reborn in the northern hemisphere in Aries, right? That's why Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Leo can say whatever I wants. I'm just kidding. But anyway, there's a lot of exalted energy. There's a lot of Venus energy. There's a lot of Neptune energy. Neptune's still strong. We have Mars in Pisces. We have Saturn, Venus, Neptune. We have 4 planets in Pisces. So Mercury is now retrograding in Aries officially as of yesterday. So, we're starting to have to rethink things and look at ourselves and definitely, think before we speak. And I think this Mercury retrograde is a reminder. And I said this before. This is a reminder to think before we speak, look at both sides, especially with the South Node in Libra. Look at both sides of things, don't be so quick to judge. And that's what this Mercury retrograde in Aries is going to be reminding us, And today, the moon in Capricorn, squaring the nodes, creating this T-square to the nodes. So there's definitely some tension that's pulling us in multiple directions today emotionally. And we're feeling this. And it's we really have to, there is this emotional desire today that's going to pop up for us where, it's fuck, I really want to control this. I want to control the outcome of that. It's I've been working really hard from this. It's I've been able to cut ties with that and let go of that and let go of that relationship, with the South Node in Libra, especially with this Black Moon Lilith here. It's anything that's seeming to be of some, if you're having to question people or question relationships or question the balance of a relationship or or where things are equal within a relationship, it's this moon in Capricorn is ready to just say, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to keep building my own shit, and I need to not try to control the outcome here, We have to keep charging in our own path and let our own destiny intuitively unfold with this North Node in Aries. And, this Mercury retrograde is going to be bringing that up a lot. It's going to be bringing up Chiron in the North Node a lot. It's we've been doing a lot of healing. We've been focusing on ourselves with this North Node in Aries more than we've had any opportunity to in a long time. And this goes back to 2005. You got to think about what 2005 was for you and how it got you to here. 2005, 2015, and 2024. Think about that loop right there. The nodes are a loop. The actual translation, I think it's Greek. The Greek translation for the node, for the word node, is knot. It's a knot. It's you tie a knot. It's a loop, The nodes make the same pattern as the sun makes, a figure 8. It's infinite. It's this infinite karmic interplay that we go through, And, in evolutionary astrology and Jeffrey Green's work, which I love dearly, this is where the soul comes in and this is where the soul leaves, And when Pluto's involved here, Pluto's at 1 degree of Aquarius and won't go retrograde until June. So, I'm pretty sure it's going to get to 2 degrees this time. Pluto only got to 1 degree last year. So we're going to see Pluto in new territory here very soon. So, there is this rebirthing of humanity really starting to awaken and come together. And we're seeing this, people are waking up more than ever. There's a lot of massive shifts taking place on every level of society here, on a personal level and on the highest levels. We're seeing some of the darkest shit be exposed. Things we already knew, things we've already been questioning now actually surfacing. But then again, especially with so much Neptune energy, we got to question what is real, what is real in our own life, What is real, visions and thoughts and projections are actually true within ourselves and which ones are actually like fantasies, But this is where, fantasy and reality start to really merge here with Venus and Neptune conjunction, because Venus is very physical. It's very much a physical planet. Neptune is everything that's non-physical. So this is where the physical and the non-physical start to merge and start to really meet. So our 3D world and our 5D world really the veil is very thin whenever, very personal planets. When Mars or Mercury or Venus or even the moon get in touch with Neptune, we feel it in a very personal, physical way. So when it comes to our love life, our resources, the people we're connected to, the very most important relationships in our life, whether it's in love, romance, creative partnerships, business partnerships, financial partnerships, any sort of divine spiritual connection that feels it's coming from a higher place, it is. And being able to discern what relationships are coming from a divine spiritual higher place. I think today with the moon scoring the nodes with Black Moon Lilith on the south node, it's like today is going to be exposing. It's like, okay, what relationships are false in our lives and aren't serving any purpose for the long term here? Because, this Jupiter also in a Venus ruled sign, it's like, what are we expanding and building and, what do we want to achieve in the long term? So with Saturn and Pisces, it's like we have to achieve things that are only from a higher spiritual place, that are of the divine, and serving a higher purpose, serving a divine purpose. So today it's like we can feel some tension. We can feel like we're being pulled in, many directions here. So I think we just have to remind ourselves that it's like we can't really control the outcome all the time. And with the moon in Capricorn, it's hard to let go of that idea. Like, oh, you know what? Like, I don't want to feel this, so I'm just going to try to control the situation so I don't have to feel this way. Even though it's like, the moon is in its detriment. It's in its fall position in Capricorn. Whichever way you want to look at it. The moon would much rather be in Cancer, where it can actually do what it's supposed to do and feel everything and, want to nurture and, find the path of least resistance, right? Capricorn thrives in resistance. If Capricorn is, us getting to the top of the mountain, right? And if you've ever climbed a mountain, and I use this reference a lot, but it's like, if you ever climbed a mountain, it's just like, after a few hours of trying to get to the top there, I've climbed 14,000 feet many times, multiple times. And it gets to a point where it's just like you're feeling the friction and the resistance of gravity, but at the same time, it's like there's a certain kind of like I don't know, it feels good in a way, right? Like you're actually achieving something. Like when you're pushing against the resistance, that's what Capricorn is. Capricorn rules the serotonin, right? But there is this relationship between the serotonin in our bodies and Cancer as well, because Cancer ruling the womb, and Capricorn ruling the hormone of serotonin, which serotonin is a very Capricorn, kind of description, right? It's like you can only feel good if you're achieving something, and that's how serotonin is created in our body. It's not dopamine, where you just kind of blow a load real quick and you feel good for a second, or you eat some fucking In-N-Out burger and then it's just like you just get that sensation of that rush of like feeling good for just a minute and then you feel like shit, right? That's how dopamine functions. Serotonin is long term. It's just that like sense of achievement, like I accomplished this, I feel good. That's what serotonin is. So, and that is only caused by resistance and going against the grain here and doing things that are hard and difficult and taking on tasks that are difficult, So with serotonin is actually created in the gut, right? So that's more of a Cancer area of the body is the gut. Virgo rules the gut, but still it's like when we're talking about Cancer, it's like we feel our emotions here. Like, so there is this relationship between our emotions and the serotonin we create, right? But then there's also this relationship between the emotions that we feel and the dopamine, where we just got to feel good really quick when we don't feel good. So it's like with this moon in Capricorn, it's like squaring the nodes. It's like we have to like let go of things that just are not seeming like they are of the light. With this black moon Lilith on the south node, there's something about relationships right now where it's just like it just has to go. Things that are not feeling of truth, or if you're feeling like you're being manipulated in situations, or just, someone just kind of rubs your back and then they steal your spine kind of energy. Like there's something going on with the South Node and this Black Moon Lilith and the moon here in Capricorn making a T-square to the nodes. It's like we have to keep trudging on our own path to our better, to the better version of ourselves and our identity and what we want to be in the world and how we want to be perceived. This moon or the sun here in 2 days is gonna conjunct with the North Node here on April 5th, 4th and 5th, right? Happy birthday to me, by the way. So, this is building up to that, and the moon will be in Aquarius by then, but when the sun conjuncts the North Node, and as we go through this today, we're playing out like this future destiny of like what we want to be in the world, and it's like we can't just be carrying baggage. Like I feel like with the South Node here and the Black Moon Lilith, there's some baggage that is just like so distant, you can't even see it, but you could feel it, and it's pulling you into some place you don't want to be. And it's like the sun on the North Node, that's where the light is, right? This is where we got to go. This is where we got to move towards. We got to move towards this North Node, towards I'm going to do my own thing, mind my own business. And you know what? With this moon in Capricorn, it's like we can't control the outcome. All we can do is control our emotions and control ourselves. We can't control other people. We can't control the South Node here in Libra. We can't control these different relationships that are just not working out here. So, with this Mercury retrograde too, it's like we're thinking about, because Mercury, the North Node is at 15 degrees. Mercury's going to go direct at 15 degrees. So, once Mercury goes direct, then we're going to really have the information. We're going to have all the pieces. We're going to know exactly how to piece it all together. But as we go through this Mercury retrograde, we're really thinking about who and what isn't working out in our lives when it comes to people, in ourselves. This is Aries and Libra. That's all it is, So, and all the retrogrades, I said this over the weekend. It's like all the retrogrades are happening in fire signs. So it's just like, what? We got, we feel it. We feel what is right, when we're talking about Aries and Leo and Sagittarius. It's like we're talking about the fire signs. It's like we intuitively know. We just know, You know which direction to go. You know what to let go of. You know who really isn't in your corner here. There is somebody or something on the South Node with the Black Moon that's not in our corner, that is not helping us, that really either wants something from you or is kind of holding on to you because they feel like they need you, because they can't get to the next place with this moon in Capricorn, because it is. The Capricorn too is like, I'm going to use this person to get to the next step, to get to the next place and the next level in society. There's something or somebody. And there's something hidden going on too. And, this Venus-Neptune as well. It's like, yes, there's this beautiful love energy happening. This is that soulmate vibe. I don't get into the soulmate stuff. Yes, like all of my connections and relationships and love, it's all of the divine. Like, I don't need to be like, oh, this is a soul relationship. Every person in my entire life is meant to be there, no matter what. Nothing and no one is random. That's what's so weird about this. It's kind of dawning on me now. It's like, that's what's weird when you get into this twin flame soulmate idea. It's just like, wait a minute. So, only a few people are meant to actually divinely be in your life, and all these other people are NPCs. I think every person in our life is meant to be there, no matter what the relationship is. Of course, your family. But, I think stamping this twin flame soulmate thing is like kind of a manipulation of like, I want that. I want that. So I'm going to label that as my twin flame, my soulmate, right? That's more for someone else, that's not coming from the other person. That's your projection. Like, every person that we meet in our lives was meant to be there for some reason. Whether you talk to them for 10 minutes or you've had a relationship for 30 years or a lifetime, But at the same time, you got to be careful. It's like you got to discern what is real, who is real, You don't want to be overspending money at this time, especially with Venus. You just don't want to be throwing out money. It's like, yeah, fuck it. Like not thinking twice, or falling into relationships where it's just like you're so caught in a cloud of fantasy. It's like you really have to discern what is real, because there is so much beautiful spiritual energy coming through, but you really have to discern reality right now, and you got to really discern who is in your corner, because we are leveling up here through these eclipses, like I'm really starting to feel it as of yesterday. I'm really starting to feel like, wow, okay, now I'm starting to really see the tides turning here. I'm starting to see why things 6 months ago led to this moment now. Things really yesterday became clear. And when the sun crosses the North Node and when the moon makes this T-square to the nodes today, things are going to start to become more clear. We're not going to have the whole picture until Mercury goes direct, obviously, at 15 degrees, April 26th, 27th, around those 2 days. But we're starting to get more of the pieces. Mars and Saturn are getting closer too. Mars moves much slower than Venus, but that's okay because we don't want to be overdoing things as well. We only want to flow with things that are of divine nature. And here in Pisces, Neptune is so strong. Neptune is activating Mars, it's activating Saturn, it's activating Venus. So, we really want to be I'm a little sick right now. I'm not going to lie. I tend to overdo things myself. I'm a workaholic. I'm Pluto in the 6th house. I overdo shit. I will work myself to fucking death because I fucking love it, right? I love to fucking make shit happen. I'm obsessed with that. That's my Pluto. That is my obsession, is constantly accomplishing things and making shit happen, right? It's just like with this Mars Saturn energy, yeah, it's allowing us to really intuitively and spiritually just move through things and accomplish things and get shit done and know exactly what we want to act upon in a spiritual and divine way. But we don't want to overdo things. We don't want to fall into too much fantasy, but we want to keep the fantasy alive. It's just discerning what is true, what is real, what is fact, what is fiction, what's propaganda. It's hard. It's hard to tell with so much Pisces energy right now. It's hard to tell what is true, what is real, but we can only meditate on those things and trust the divine that no matter what, the right things are always going to come into our lives, and the right things will be exposed as well, because there can be some things in our lives that can be exposed that can fucking be like, fuck, like maybe I was deceived, but that's a good thing, because it's easy to like get into a place of like, when those kinds of things happen that can be really shocking. It's like, fuck, like, you can dwell on it, but really it's a good thing. It's like, that's God or your higher power. Like it's got your back, like letting you know, it's like, hey, this wasn't good for you in the first place. So that's going to be coming up a lot through these eclipses, even, especially today with the moon squaring the nodes. There's something about this Black Moon Lilith, and I don't really get into Black Moon Lilith that much. But when it does get into, especially because the North and South node are the nodes of the moon, the poles of the moon, right? Black Moon Lilith is the furthest point of the moon's orbit. So there's something connected here with the relationships. You want to really keep your eyes open, but don't act too quickly with this Mercury retrograde. Don't just jump on, if truth starts to come out or something, you feel like you're offended or something's out of balance or some relationship thing needs to be addressed. Pause. Think about it. Give it time. Then speak. Then act. right? So Mercury's in a Mars ruled sign, so it's easy to just fucking want to slaughter people with your words and just go full Genghis Khan, right? We have the Emperor card. So this is the Aries card. You know, this is the Aries card. You see? So you got to take your own authority. Today is one of those days where it's like things start to get exposed, things start to pop up, shit's not going your way. People aren't like, you know, all the things I just said. And it's just like you have to take your own authority, no matter what. And that's what this eclipse is all about. It's what the solar eclipse is all about. You know, it's the North Node in Aries. The sun's going to conjunct the North Node in Aries here in just a few days. This Mercury is giving us some information that we need about these relationships that we've been going through, you know, with the Mercury opposing the South Node on the North Node, and Mercury will go retrograde at 15 degrees on the North Node. You know, we just have to take our own authority and not be afraid to just fucking, you know, do what we got to do, what's best for ourselves, you know. So, and if we have to sever and cut ties and make big shifts and changes so our individual selves can heal and grow, you know, obviously with Chiron and Aries, it's like, that's what we must do. And this Emperor card is reminding us, it's like, you know what? Be the boss that you fucking are. You know, don't take shit from nobody right now, you know. And if there's so much Neptunian spiritual high vibrational energy right now, you know, with that Neptune's activating Mars and Saturn and Venus, and with the Sun and Mercury and fire sign, like your intuitive self is so strong right now. You know, we're not in Gemini season. We're not in Libra season. You know, we don't have much air in the chart right now. So trying to think about things too much and getting so caught up and trying to analyze and this and that, it's fucking useless. Like, you have to trust your instincts. You got to trust in here, right? So if something feels off or if something feels right, go there. If something feels off, cut that shit off. Take authority, take action, say no. You know, there's a lot of power in saying no, you know. And, yeah, the Emperor card. Wow. Perfect for today. So, anyways, I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel, share this video. Please give this video a like, leave a comment, say what the fuck is up. All the links to my social media platforms are in the description of this video, to my Instagram, Spotify, TikTok. Instagram is being hella weird. It's been being weird for me personally, and then a bunch of my other astrologer friends yesterday, we were talking, it's like, yo, Instagram's not letting me comment. Instagram's taking away the fucking text on my videos. I'm not the only one it's happening to. Okay? So, something weird's going on, and I'm not gonna just jump to conclusions here with Mercury and Aries retrograding and just start popping off about it. But, you know, I'm starting to think something weird's going on in these social media platforms. You know, it's getting strange. So, if you want to book a reading with me, the link to my booking website is in the description with all of my social media platform links as well. So I'm going to post the reading sale for May and June for the Jupiter-Uranus, Sun-Jupiter conjunction that's going to be happening over the next few months, going into June, and then Jupiter's going to be in Gemini. So I'm going to be posting that probably by Wednesday. So be sure to jump on that because the first week of May is already booked. So anyway, I will talk to you guys on Wednesday. Have a lovely day. Peace.